Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS, FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. You know how volatile the NFL can be, right? One day you're on top, and the next you're scrambling to rebuild. It's a league where strategic moves define legacies, and the Atlanta Falcons are right in the middle of a potential game-changing move that could elevate their defensive core to a whole new level. And I'm talking specifically about the buzz surrounding Sauce Gardner, the star cornerback from the New York Jets. Rumors have been swirling, and according to sources like Adam Schefter, there's serious talk that the Jets might be willing to send Gardner to Atlanta. That's right, the Falcons could be on the verge of landing a player who's already established himself as one of the premier lockdown corners in the league. But it's not just about acquiring a top-tier player. It's about the strategic implications, the cap space, and the future of Atlanta's defense and overall playoff aspirations. Let's take a moment to appreciate who Sauce Gardner is. The guy's a two-time All-Pro, which isn't just a badge of honor but also a testament to his consistency and elite level of play. He's been graded among the top 10 by PFF every year, which for those who follow analytics is no small feat. His career stats are impressive: 197 tackles, 12 interceptions, 45 pass deflections, and an overall PFF grade averaging around 89. 2. And if you look at his recent form, especially in 2025 with 6 games under his belt, he's got 28 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 8 pass deflections, all while maintaining a PFF grade of 88. That's elite, folks. His coverage skills are top-notch, with a coverage grade of 87. 6, run defense at 82. 3, and he's allowing just 22% completion when targeted. And crucially, he's remained healthy, no significant injuries this season. It's the kind of player who elevates an entire secondary, and that's exactly what Atlanta needs right now. Now, why would the Jets consider trading Gardner? Well, there are a few reasons. For one, the Jets are sitting at a 1-5 record, and the season's not turning out the way they'd hoped. They're facing cap issues, around $18 million in cap space, and are obviously at a crossroads. Sources indicate that the team is in a dark rebuild, trying to accumulate assets for the future while managing a roster that's not performing at its peak. And with the defense struggling, allowing 27 points per game, they're looking for an upgrade. Gardner, being a veteran and a proven playmaker, could be the piece they need to start rebuilding the defense. Plus, the Jets are apparently skeptical about the immediate impact of Aaron Rodgers, especially considering his age and the fact that his EPA per pass has been declining. Rodgers' efficiency, which used to be stellar, is now at about 0.15 EPA, and some analysts believe the Jets need to shift their focus towards building a more sustainable defense that can carry the team. On the other hand, the Falcons are in a different spot. They've been working on tightening their secondary, especially after dealing with injuries to key players like Jeffrey Okudah, who's now on IR with a knee injury. That has left Atlanta's secondary a bit vulnerable, and acquiring a player like Gardner could be the perfect remedy. Imagine him patrolling the outside, shutting down top receivers, and freeing up other defenders to make plays. It's a move that could jumpstart their push toward the playoffs, especially considering their offensive consistency with quarterbacks like Kirk Cousins and Gardner Minshew, who are capable of putting up solid numbers. And with the Falcons aiming to solidify a top 10 defense, Gardner's addition could be the catalyst that transforms their pass defense from average to elite. Let's talk about impact, because that's where it gets really interesting. If the Falcons land Gardner, projections suggest he could force around 6 interceptions this season, along with about 20 pass deflections, numbers that would be a massive boost for any secondary. His presence could reduce the yards per pass allowed from around 7.2 to closer to 6. 0, meaning less space and less time for opposing quarterbacks to operate. This would elevate the entire defense, making it more difficult for opponents to sustain drives and score points. And the ripple effect? Well, this translates into an overall defensive EPA per pass that could jump by nearly 18%, turning Atlanta into a top 10 defense, which is exactly what they need to contend more seriously for a deep playoff run. Now, let's look at the offensive side of the ball. The Falcons' offense, led by Kirk Cousins and Gardner Minshew, has been pretty reliable. But to truly compete with the best teams, they need a defense that can keep opponents under control. With Gardner in the mix, the secondary would be a formidable force, allowing Atlanta to extend drives and keep the scoreboard ticking. And that's not just theory. Statistics show that with Gardner's presence, the Falcons could see a significant increase in their chances of winning close games, especially against division rivals like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Talking about the playoffs, experts are now giving the Falcons odds of around plus 1,500 for winning the Super Bowl, up from plus 3,500 earlier in the season. That's a huge jump and reflects how much this kind of defensive upgrade can shift the perception of Atlanta's championship potential. And this isn't just about this season. The long-term implications are equally exciting. If Atlanta manages to secure Gardner and integrate him seamlessly into their system, they're not just fixing a secondary problem, they're making a statement. They're signaling to the league that they're serious about winning now, and they're willing to make bold moves to do so. It's reminiscent of the Jets' approach in the 2022 draft, when they made aggressive trades to build a competitive roster. The difference is, Atlanta's move could be even more impactful, especially if it results in a top-tier defense that complements their offensive core. Of course, all of this hinges on the trade details. Reports suggest that the Jets are demanding a first-round pick in the 2026 draft and a veteran pass rusher like Matthew Judon in exchange for Gardner. That's a significant package, but considering Gardner's talent and the potential to drastically alter Atlanta's defense, it might be a deal worth making. Judon, with his pass-rushing ability, would add even more firepower to the Falcons' front seven, creating a dominant pass rush that can pressure quarterbacks and force turnovers. It's a strategic move that could turn Atlanta into one of the most feared defenses in the league. Now, let's not forget the bigger picture here. The Falcons are at a pivotal moment. They've been building steadily, and with the right moves, they can accelerate their path to postseason glory. Landing Gardner would send a message across the league. Atlanta is serious about contending and is willing to make bold, calculated moves to get there. The NFC South is still wide open, and a defense with Gardner at lockdown corner could be the difference maker that propels Atlanta past rivals and into serious Super Bowl contention. So imagine the scene. Gardner's lockdown skills disrupting opposing passing games, the secondary tightening up, and the Falcons finally having that elite defensive piece that every championship team needs. It's the kind of move that can define a franchise, and honestly, it's exciting to think about what this could mean for Atlanta's future. The fans have been waiting for a moment like this, a chance to see their team rise back into genuine contention, and if this trade materializes, it could be the spark that ignites a new era of success for the Falcons. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, the Falcons have a window of opportunity right now. The NFC South isn't the toughest division this year, but it's competitive enough that every game counts. Strengthening the secondary with a player like Gardner could be the key to winning that division and securing a top playoff seed. And of course, the ultimate goal is to bring that elusive Super Bowl trophy back to Atlanta. With a top 10 defense, an offense capable of putting up points, and a strategic move like acquiring Gardner, the Falcons could be on the cusp of something special. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Atlanta Falcons. Do you think this trade will happen? Are you excited about the potential of adding Gardner to the roster? How do you see this impacting their chances in the playoffs? I know many of you have been dreaming of a defense that truly stands out, and maybe, just maybe, this could be the move that makes it happen. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Atlanta Falcons news. We're in this journey together, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for this team. So stay locked in, keep supporting your Falcons, and let's see how this story unfolds. Whether it's trades, draft picks, or game analysis, we're here to bring you the most comprehensive coverage, all in one place. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay passionate, stay proud, and let's go Falcons.